everyone, it's Bebop07 here, and welcome to a very important video that I've been meaning to put out for a while now, and I finally have the time to be able to record it and really sit and talk with you guys. Now, we are currently in Meadow, so we'll be running around, collecting some puzzle pieces and so on while I talk to you guys. But this is the serious video that I have hinted at in a couple of my previous videos, and just hinted at for a while now, and I think I am ready to talk to you guys and really sit you down and let you know why I wasn't able to make videos, why videos would be so scarce. Maybe one in a week or 2 weeks there would be a video, and I want to really explain to you guys why that was, and I also want to let you know why that shouldn't be the case anymore in the near future, at least. Most of the time, of course, there are going to be times where maybe I have to go on vacation, or I'm hanging out with someone, or it's just a special day and I can't do it, or maybe I'm sick and I can't do it. There's always going to be special occasions where I may not be able to quite keep up with the schedule, but I hope that it won't be like it was ever again. But anyway, you guys, I first want to go ahead and say thank you. Thank you so much for 500 plus subscribers. I mean, and this happened while I was hardly even uploading, which I don't understand, you guys. I mean, I am so grateful that people enjoyed my content so much to keep hopping on and to, like, you know, just hit that subscribe button, which was really nice. And I don't like asking at the end of my videos to be all like, hey, subscribe, because I figure, at least this is a personal thing, if you guys really like my videos, then you're gonna end up hitting that button. I don't mind having a little like signature thingy at the bottom corner, but I'm never gonna push you guys to do it. And the fact that so many people have hit that button, have subscribed, is really cool, and I'm so glad that you guys enjoy my content, and I hope that you enjoy what I put out in the future. But anyway, I also wanted to thank you guys, and like my older subscribers and all subscribers, for being so patient with me, because I know it must have been tough for your for a YouTuber that you like to be constantly saying, soon you guys, soon you guys, soon. And I know it can be kind of frustrating when you want to watch, when you have maybe a favorite series, if I can go so far as to say, that just hasn't been updating, and you want to know what happens, but the person just isn't putting anything out, and it can be really tiring. But I just want to say I am so grateful that none of you guys ever made me feel like I wasn't doing anything well. You guys were constantly supporting me and behind me the whole time, and I'm just really grateful, because I felt bad for not being able to put those videos out for you guys, because I also enjoyed it and I loved how excited you guys would be. The ideas, they just blow me away, and it makes me really happy to be able to start working on that again. But I just want to thank you guys, and just kind of put that out there before we get into the serious stuff. So again, thank you. But now that we are getting into the serious stuff, I want to let you guys know that the situation, I mean, I kind of said it was a bad situation. It was. And I do want to say there are people out there who probably, no, definitely have had it worse. But where I was and where my family was not a good place. It wasn't safe, it wasn't happy, we were all incredibly stressed, and sometimes I feel like saying depressed wouldn't be that far off the mark because of how just suffocating the atmosphere was. It was really, really bad. And I do want to say real quick, I don't know if this needs a little bit of a disclaimer, but again, you guys, this is a much more serious video dealing with some heavier topics and thoughts and just things that sometimes people go through in life that suck. And if you're younger and you don't want to hear this, then you can just kind of skip toward the end, because that will be where I talk about the good that came of it and also some of the channel updates that I'm going to be working on and I'm really excited about and looking forward to. So if you would rather hop on over to that section of the video, then just kind of skip towards the end, and you don't have to listen to this part. But for those of you who do, and those of you who do want to know what was going on, then stick around, because I'm about to tell you. Now, the first thing that was going on is something that actually isn't new to me, but was much worse this time because of other factors, which I will list in a moment, is we were living in a hotel. And plenty of people have been stuck in hotels. It's no biggie. Most of my childhood, we were living in an RV or a hotel, or honestly just sleeping in an RV in a parking lot. You know, it wasn't that big, and those days I don't remember nearly as poorly, I guess. They weren't quite so bad, really, but this time it was a little different. But we were living in a hotel, and we ended up, I think we lost the previous apartment that we had been staying in, and we were in a hotel for about 3 months, maybe 4 months actually. It had been a little bit that we'd been in there, but again, that was nothing new. It was the other stuff that made it a lot worse this time. So we were in a hotel, and one of the things that actually I would say made it worse is the fact that I'm older now. And I understand more of what's going on, why that happened, why things like that happen. And so it made it a little worse, especially since at the time I was unemployed. So I couldn't help. And I certainly tried, which is something I will mention, you know, some of the things that I tried to do, but we're not quite to that part yet. But I really tried to help. I tried not to get too upset. I mean, we weren't even sure that we were staying in the city that I'm currently living in now, which is why at first I didn't get a job straight away, because we thought we were going to try to leave within the first couple weeks. But things just kept happening, and we didn't even have a car, and things were just really going downhill. And one of the worst things is this time there was a constant fear of being kicked out. A constant fear of ending up on the streets with all of our stuff and like no roof over our head in a city that is honestly not the safest place, or at least we weren't in the safest area of said city. So that made it a little worse, being afraid of just being stuck out at night in a place that's not very, very safe. And I mean, that was a big fear. And of course you guys know that I have a job now, and when I had the job we were still in the hotel, and there were days where it actually affected my work because I was afraid to leave my sisters if we ended up getting kicked out of a hotel because we couldn't pay. And that leads me to another more sensitive topic, and I don't want to say that this was entirely this person's fault, but they were a big contributor at the very least. And unfortunately, while we were in the hotels, because we were trying so hard to save money and just hold on to something so that eventually someday we could get a place and be out of the hotel, be out of that place and that atmosphere. And not only that, but we were also responsible for things like food, laundry, and other stuff. So we kind of paid one side of things. This person was supposed to be responsible for the other side of things, and that was keeping us in the hotel. And they didn't do a very good job. This person, I mean, towards the end we ended up moving hotels because of the bad relationship that they built up and the bad image that they built up with these people. Within, like, I think a week, we moved hotels like 4 times, 5 times even, and it was incredibly stressful and strenuous on all of us. We were near breaking point because at my job, I work, if it's a shorter week, 30 hours. If it's a more typical week, I work practically 40 hours every week. and I was still constantly having to go out and set things up and work on things, so this was killer. My mom and I, it was killer, because we were all working so much. And this person, they were pretty much the main cause of a lot of the bad that I have mentioned. And this is where we head into one of our more serious topics, but I'll take a little break from that so we can admire this new skin and look at it because it looks real cute, very spotty. Let's see. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, let's go get the flower. Oh, it's really foggy over here. But this person was responsible for a lot of the trouble. And I feel bad for kind of sticking all the blame on them. I mean, of course there were parts where maybe I could have done more, or maybe other people could have done more, but the reason why we're in that situation, the reason why things were just so depressing and sad and honestly horrible was because of this person. And I will say that now they seem to be getting the help that they needed. They seem to be working on improving themselves and growing up and fixing some terrible habits that led to the horrible situation. But this person was, they would constantly take money from us for their really bad habits, and I'm just gonna say it because if I don't say it, then it's gonna be hard to kind of explain some of the other parts of the story. But this person was an alcoholic and a gambler. And before anybody starts worrying, no, they never got violent, never anything like that. They didn't even, they wouldn't really bully or anything like that. But this person was an alcoholic and a gambler and a thief. They would take money from us. They would take my mom's money, which she needed for food, for us, for laundry, for us, make her pay the room. And, I mean, normally I would understand that, but the thing is she was responsible for something else, you know? She was responsible for basically everything that wasn't the room. That was her job, to take care of that. And eventually, of course, I started helping out with that and some other things. They would take her money. They would take her money, and they would take other people's money to pay for the room, to scrape it by, constantly pay late, so that we built up bad relations with the hotels that we were in and their managers and their employees, because it doesn't look good when an employee has someone that's constantly paying late and your manager asks you, why is this room not paid for? What's all the delayed payments? So we had bad relationships built up there because of that. And this person was also a gambler. So they would go gamble, they would go drink, and they would go spend money, so that even if they were actually earning a good amount of money, it was gone. Within a day, 2 days, it wouldn't be there anymore. And that was one of the biggest troubles, because we had to constantly stress because they couldn't keep up their end of taking care of everyone. And it was their responsibility to take care of everyone, because we lost the apartment because they didn't pay. And there was a lot of just general stress around this person. It was very suffocating. We would snap at each other. We tried so hard to not, but when you're in that kind of environment, when things are just so sad and just closing in on you, sometimes you snap a little bit, you know? And it's a bit hard to avoid. In the end, though, we did work together, and we eventually got out, but that wasn't the only thing, though. It was also very, very manipulative. And again, I will say that from what I've heard, they are getting the help that they need. They have seemed to stop drinking for, they've been sober for a little bit now, which is good. But personally, I don't think I'll be talking to them again for a long time, if I ever do talk to them. But they were very manipulative, play mind games, make it seem as if, like, if we asked about anything, have you paid for the room today? Make it seem as if we were attacking them. Have you done this? Can I have that money back that you promised you'd give me? Have you done this? And it would make it, they would play it out as if we were attacking them, and they would get really offended when we were just checking up on things, and they would go mope, and then they wouldn't do anything. They didn't really work much, so I don't know, in those moods they wouldn't do any work. They'd sit and they would play. I find this a little ironic to say because it's kind of what I'm doing now, and they would just play games. They would just, or they would go out and they would drink more, gamble, or smoke. But it was a very depressing atmosphere where you couldn't say anything. You had to tiptoe. You were walking on eggshells, and it was very, again, it was just straight up depressing, sad, and honestly horrible to live in. And previous situations like that, I don't remember it being that way. Again, probably because I was younger and I couldn't understand as much as I do now. And I couldn't quite see through things the way that I can now. So that's probably why it hit me a little more. But I would hardly ever have the time to myself to record because there was no space. It was about like 7 people squished into one tiny hotel room, and I just couldn't record around these people. I just couldn't. And and even when I did have time, my heart would be so low. I couldn't bring myself to bring up a game and say hello to you guys because I didn't want to sound like that in a video. I didn't want to sound like I was close to tears when I wanted to make you guys smile and give you something fun to do, to watch, to hang out with. I didn't want to do that to you guys. So the absences started, and I honestly didn't know when we would get out. We originally thought it would be February. That didn't happen quite. We thought it would be January. That didn't happen. And it would continue getting delayed and delayed. But then I got my job, and I got it just in time because one day we had been trying to plan, and one day we just really got sick of it. And this is the next part that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and that was the struggle to leave. The planning, the steps that we had to take, and the things that we had to go through in order to get to this point that I am now at, which I am so excited to talk about, but we're not quite there yet. And that is the escape. The leaving, the popping out and we're gone. And that was really hard. The first step, definitely, was for me to get a job, because I needed to be able to help pay for things, and there was no way we would be able to get enough for like renting anywhere or anything like that if I did not have a job to help out. And I was determined to help out. So we would go, like, I started applying to some places, having to do it in secret, hide all these application papers, go out and try to find places that would be open or hiring. And I applied to about 2-3 places, and that wasn't the only thing I did. But then I finally got my job making sandwiches and everything at a very nice little sandwich place, and that was basically that was the first step that really kind of proved to all of us that we could get out. And it was something that was really important because our motivation was just, it leapt through the roof at that point. It was, we were getting out. That was what it felt like. And so we got the job, I got the job, and then we started saving, planning, and just trying to scrap aside money so that we could have a really good amount. And we were just trying to prepare and go and just, gosh, I'm stumbling, I'm sorry you guys, but we were trying really hard and we did really well. Like, now I look back and I'm just so proud of us because we didn't give up, we fought really hard, and we made it work. And that's the next step we had to do. We had to find somewhere to go, because saving money is great, but when you have money but nowhere to go, kind of makes it difficult. So then we had to plan to just find a place. And that took a bit because there were a lot of things that were going to be in the way, and also I'm just going to stop for a bit because look at this mushroom. Look at how golden it is. I'm sorry, I just had to point that out. That is really pretty. Okay. That was really gorgeous. I'm sorry. That was just so pretty. But so we had to scour around and we found a place that was really nice, and we found someone that was just willing to work with us. And I'm sorry. It's still kind of mind-boggling how hard this person worked for us and how much they helped us, because we wouldn't have been able to do anything if they had not been there to work with us, which was awesome. So we talked to this person, we were just blunt about our situation, that we were trying to get away, and they helped us find an apartment, and they helped us find out how we're going to do this, and there were so many roadblocks. We had to set up internet, we had to fix problems, we had to set up, not internet, we had to set up electricity, water, and so on, and we had to make sure that we had enough for the deposit and for just the first rent and everything like that. And it was quite a struggle, and then we weren't even sure if we would be approved. And one day I was going to, I was cashing my first check that I'd got just in time to prove that we would be able to make the rent. And we got the call and we were approved. We had an apartment, we had a place, we were saved. And then that whole day just felt like butterflies in our stomachs and our hearts, and just, we were soaring. And then comes the many other things that comes when you're in a situation you don't have a car and you have to move. And very luckily for us, we were able to find people that helped us, and we were able to, gosh, we're about to get to the good part, the good that came of this situation, and I'm so excited to talk about that because it's way less sad. It's very, I don't know, I just can't wait to talk about that because there's some really, really cool things. But let's finish this up. We had to find a way to just move out of there, and in the end we were trying to think what day, and we didn't leave until March 11th. And so we have only been in our new home for a couple of weeks, and it feels so surreal. But we had to, again, scrap aside money, because we had to, gosh, we didn't really have a lot after getting everything aside for the rent. But in the end, we ended up doing a cab, which I felt bad for the poor guy because we had a lot of stuff and they were not a moving cab. I mean, they were a van, but they were very helpful in the end and very concerned, made sure that we were okay, double checked, made sure that everything was fine, and they were really great. At first, I remember being a bit frustrated because they were a little startled because it's like, we just have to get out. I'm sorry that you don't understand, but they were really nice in the end, and they were very understanding, actually. So, just wanted to mention them. But we got out, and then there were so many things that we had to set up. Like, we had to figure out our storage unit. We had to figure out how to get other things here, figure out bills, setting other things up, like the internet. We had to figure out just, gosh, a lot. It was so just shocking and tiring, and we're just finally starting to be able to really have days where we can just sit down and not do anything. And let me tell you, that is amazing, especially since I have been getting into a lot of really crafty things recently, which I'll talk about again in a second. But we just finally got out, and we finally set up, and now we have a place to go. We have somewhere that I can look at and say this is home. There are certainly a few road bumps still in the way that we have to jump over, but now the worst, I would say, is over. I really hope I'm not jinxing anything, but we're home. We're finally out. And yeah, I just wanted you guys to know that that was why I couldn't record, because I was in an actually genuinely bad situation. I was in a place where there's just no time, and there was no, it felt like there was no real joy or happiness, energy, motivation, anything that would have allowed me to even create a video for you guys. And I'm just so grateful that there were times that I did have the hope and the heart to give something to you guys, because you guys have given so much to me, and it was really important that I went ahead and did that for you guys, at least when I could. But now that that's done, I want to thank you guys for sticking with me through this and being so kind and caring, reading your comments. Sometimes I'd get a little teary-eyed because they were just so sweet. You guys are so sweet, and you're so encouraging and just creative. It makes me so happy, and you helped me fight and keep hope. So again, thank you. But now that all the dramatic and dreary stuff is done, let me go ahead and address some of the really good that came out of a really bad situation. And the first thing would be, again, I have a job now. So because of that, I'm going to be able to slowly improve my equipment. I'm going to be able to get more games to try out. I'm going to be able to help take care of my family and to actually try new things. Like, I did something for myself that made me, and well, for my sisters too, but mostly for myself. Shh, don't tell them, no, I'm kidding, I'll share with them. But I did something for myself that made me really happy, and I got myself a little subscription box recently. A very kind of cheap one that was within my little kind of budget that I'm building, and it's a little sticker box, and it has a bunch of really cute stickers. And I'm so excited because it's called the Sticky Box. Not a sponsor. Don't know if I should say that. I don't really have any, but I felt I should say that. But I'm just really excited. I'm really excited. So that's one good thing that came out of getting a job. The fact that I can now help take care of my family and make sure that we are never in a situation like that again. And make sure that I also am able to see friends more, to have more fun, and to also try new things, which I'm so excited about. Like, I'll be able to start, again, building up my new equipment, like getting some better equipment, which I'm super excited about. Like, oh goodness. I mean, I could learn the flute now. I had previously learned the flute a little bit, but then both of my flutes broke. Both of them. And now I get to work on getting a brand new one, a really good one, and I can try to find some classes and start learning again, and that just makes me so happy. So happy to be able to make music. Oh my goodness. But that was one really good thing. And another good thing is I grew up a lot. I was still living in some very childish thoughts. And it's not always bad to kind of have these little fantasies, you know, in your head about like daydreaming. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing in my mind to daydream. But I had some really childish thoughts, like thinking that, well, if I just had a little break from work, because you guys know that I previously had a job before this. The one I have now is my second one. I thought that maybe I could just work on building up YouTube and so on. And now I realize that, yes, I could do that, but I have grown up in the fact that I now realize that in order to do that, I'm going to make sure that I have something to keep me stable on the side until I'm sure, absolutely positively sure, that whatever creative career I am in is going to be stable and help pay for my my family's home and our food and so on. And I have also grown up in the sense that I have learned more about the world. I have learned how to handle the world a little better, I guess. I just behave better. I've just grown up more. I would say that I'm much more mature now. And it's not like I still can't be silly. You guys know me. I'm still a goofball. But now I understand some more of these serious aspects of life. And now I know that there are things that I need to learn still. And I am prepping to learn and trying to be very smart about things, trying to prepare and make sure that that I also am taking care of myself. I've grown up a lot, and that just makes me so happy, because thinking of some of the things, like, I mean, I guess I've always been a little bit mature, but now I'm kind of at a level that I need to be, I think. The optimum maturity level. I still have things to learn, but now that I know that, I can work on it, and it just makes me really happy to think of that. But another thing is, since all of this has happened, passion has returned to me. I mean, you guys know that I've always been very excited about things. I always get very into things, and, well, not always. There are certain things that are hard for me to get super into. Like, if you ask me my favorite musician or my favorite band or whatever, I couldn't tell you, because I can't really pick, but I don't get into things as often. It's fairly rare. But I reawakened a passion for animals, for nature again, and I remembered all the times that I would run around in these big, like, desert areas, because I pretty much always lived in deserty areas. I've looked at the birds more. I've looked at the sky more. I've appreciated the world more, and I've created more. And I've created more passionately, more happily, with more excitement. And it's just something that has made me so happy with life, so excited. Being able to be excited about really trying something new creative-wise, being able to be excited about a piece of artwork, about making plushies, which I have been doing, and I'm about to make another one today, or start on it at the very least. About knitting again, because I used to knit, and I had forgotten because it had been so long, things had been so crazy, and I had just gotten so empty. Being able to do that again, and make a scarf for my close friend Aang. It really, just having that again is so surreal. It makes me really excited. And not only that, but I have renewed passion for YouTube, for videos, for you guys. And I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to really bring in some of the things I'm working on, and to try some of the new things that I will be talking about in a second. But I'm also really, learning. Learning was another good thing that came of this. It made me really happy to be able to learn more about life, learn more about growing up, and about how to take care of myself, how to handle these tough things. And I'm just so proud of who I am now. And I'm also really proud of my family, which is the next thing that I think was a good thing that came out of this. We are now a much stronger family. We try hard to make sure that we spend time together, that we walk together, that we watch movies together, that we watch shows together. We are currently watching Avatar: The Last Airbender as a family, and I've seen it already, but of course I have to watch it again because some members of my family, mom, cough cough, have not seen it, and so that is something that has to be fixed right away, which is what we're doing now. And so we're watching that as a family. By the way, it's a great show if you guys ever want to watch it. I'm just saying, it's really good. I love it. Oh my goodness. But that's something we're doing as a family, and we're cooking again, which is amazing. And I love cooking. I love baking. Our oven doesn't work, so hopefully that can get fixed soon because I want to make some white chocolate chip and marshmallow cookies again and some real nice brownies. I want to try some new recipes. But there is that we've been doing, and oh my gosh, I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited. So a stronger family, and just another great thing, a home. A home, and a home that I know for sure because I get to help keep it, I guess. I get to help contribute to it being clean and safe and happy, that we will keep. I know that this is going to be a home where we will stay for a while, and just the fact that I can say I have a home, the fact that I don't have to hide that I'm living in a hotel or feel kind of ashamed or embarrassed about it is amazing. And that is one of the best things that have come of this. And another good thing that I'll mention is the fact that we have met so many good people. We have met so many good people. We have made some friends. Like, my mom's co-workers have been so incredibly kind and understanding and helpful, and it warms my heart to know that there are people out there that we can go to if we really need help, and that there are people out there who I hope know that now if they need help, we'll be there. And it's just really nice to finally have made some friends, I guess you could say, because I have friends, but my friends live like 2 states down, you know what I mean? But we have some other people. We've met a lot of really good people throughout this experience that we probably wouldn't have met if we were still in it. And I am so glad that we do know them now, because they are a huge reason for why we got out in the first place, and I'm just so grateful to them. And that would be probably one of the best things that came from this, meeting these good people, because now, again, we have people that we can look to, that can look to us if they need us, and just friends. It's so nice to have friends. People are awesome. Good people are awesome anyway. But that would be another really good thing that came from this, and yeah. So I just want you guys to know, if you're in a similar situation, keep your head up, because if you do fight for it, if you fight to get out, if you work hard, you can. It is possible. I mean, look at me. I mean, we were practically homeless in a way. There were so many days where we, honest to goodness, did not think we would be like safe, or we thought we would be on the streets, and now we have a place because we worked really hard and because we've met good people. And it's really mind-boggling how that can change so many things for you, especially your view of the world. But again, if you're going through something similar, you guys, keep your head up, because just keep fighting. Don't ever stop hoping, and don't ever stop trying, because you can get out. You can make a difference, and you can help yourself, even if it doesn't seem like it. I'm sorry, my voice went out for a second. But anyway, now that all that is done, let's talk about some of the really cool stuff and some of the things that I've been thinking about for the channel. So you guys, oh, I'm so excited about this, to talk about it again. There is indeed a schedule in the works. I think I've already picked the series that will be running for a while, and I'm not quite sure yet. I might release a different video detailing the series, but I will say that Nietzsche, the Zodiac Tribe, will be returning because, oh my gosh, I missed those guys, and oh my gosh, we have to do Nietzsche, and I am so excited to do a new challenge for it, but of course we have to finish the Wolfpack challenge because some things are going down and we're getting at least halfway through the alphabet. I need to record more of that. I really want to get through it because I have an amazing idea for a brand new tribe for the like extreme jungle challenge that I want to do. And again, if you guys have any ideas for that, like if you want me to not look at the genetics, or maybe it could be some sort of randomizer thing where if I do look at the genetics and I want to correct something, like again, like maybe I roll a dice and pick random, whatever number on the dice, random gene, that's what's put in, bad or good. I will credit Siri with those ideas because I watch her stuff and I love her. And I mean, I really like the blind genetic take on it where you just go off the phenotype, which is their physical appearance. Do-do-do-do-do. And I just want to go after that. There is someone here. Someone is barking at me. Who's barking at me? Hi! You can hang out with me for the little bit of this video. Hello! But that, and I want there to be always running series. I want there to be a series that will always be on my channel. At least like the Zodiacs will eventually have an end. So when they end, it might be replaced with another series, or we'll just always have one series. But so there's that. Let's see. Okay, come on, hedgehog friend. No, hedgehog. I'm sorry, you're a badger. There are hedgehogs in Meadow, by the way. But I'm getting distracted because this cute little guy showed up, and now I have to hang out. But I want there to always be a couple of series that will just be continuously running, and one of them will probably be some sort of Minecraft series because, again, you guys, I don't know how many of you know this, but I adore Minecraft. I love it. It is my heart and my soul, and I just love building and creating in it because it just, it's just so much fun, especially if you have, especially if you're able to play with mods. And even if you don't, they are working like crazy to add some really cool updates to Minecraft recently. Like seeing some of the updates with the ocean and everything, I am so proud of these. I'm so proud of them. They're making some really cool changes. It just, oh my goodness. It's so cool. So even if you don't have mods, they're really working on making the game better, which is awesome. It's already great, but they're making it even better, which is so cool. But something like that would always be running, and then I think probably in each, but there will always be like an always running series is what I want. And then something I want to do is figuring out how to do hiatuses. And that might be a bit odd, but I would like to figure out how to do season ends, like season 1 of a series, season 2 of a series, so on, until that series or whatever is finished, because it could really help with me being able to keep up some variety on the channel, and it could really help with story arcs and being able to plan things, like with Untold Tales, which I do intend to bring back, by the way, you guys. I do intend to bring it back. I don't know if my little badger friend is still around. I don't know where they went. I think they're gone. But I do intend to bring that back, so worry not, Untold Tales will be returning. But I want to work on doing hiatuses, and I think that a typical season will be probably maybe 20 to 50 episodes. And where'd you go? Where are your chirpies? Ooh. I hear you. I hear you. Oh, I see you. Hello. But that would be a typical series, typical season, that is, maybe 20 to 50 episodes, depending on the story arcs that are being built up and so on. And I think that would be, you know, how it goes. And I would really like to start working on that because I believe it would help a lot with bringing variety to the channel and making sure that things stay fun and interesting. So that's what I'm going to start trying to figure out. And let me know how long you think a season would be. I mean, of course it'll depend. I think a season should maybe a maximum be 50, but it really, really depends on what we're playing and how long the story arc is and just how things naturally climax and so on. But there's that, and another thing that I'm really going to work on is balancing work, life, and just rest and family time, because one thing, again, that I talked about that I seriously learned going through all that was I need to make sure that I take care of myself, because if I don't, then I'm going to experience something that I experienced a little bit of during this, and that I kind of have experienced before, and that is called burnout. And that is really sucky. Man, just a little bit that I have gone through was really terrible, and it just smacks you in the face, and it's not cool to deal with. So that's something I would want to work on a lot to make sure that doesn't happen again. I want to make sure that I get rest, that I also have time for my family and my friends, and that I don't overdo it. So even when we have a regular schedule again, you guys, I probably won't be uploading quite as many videos, and I was uploading a lot of videos at the height of my recording time. I was doing a lot, and I don't know, I do intend to have a consistent schedule, and eventually things might be more, but that really depends. I don't think I'll be able to get that flower. We're going to turn around. So yeah, I just thought I should let you guys know that I might not be able to really have as full of a schedule, but there will at least be some regularity that I'm going to start working on and planning for and prepping for. And again, in order to do so, because I do work often like 35 to 40 hour, sometimes even 40 hour plus weeks, those things might be pre-recorded to make it easier for me, because if I try to record them every day, I'm gonna have no energy and I will hit burnout very, very fast. So I know that might not be your favorite thing, but I will try to, if I have the time, record things daily. And there still might be bonus episodes, maybe of random series or shows or something like that, with no real anything, just random, completely random, that I just felt like playing. And so stuff like that might show up too. And oh my gosh, this is so gorgeous. Oh, I love blues like this. Oh, they're so pretty. I'm sorry, I got distracted. But, that and the surprise that I want to talk to you guys about. I have a webcam. And what that might allow me to do, it depends. I tested a video on here, and doing just webcam, like with just my face, Screencast-O-Matic, which is what I use, by the way, is very laggy. It's very slow. And so it kind of would slow down my movements, but if I have it like over a game or something and I do it, it doesn't quite as much. So we'll have to see how that works, but I can start doing crafting videos. I can start doing, I'm thinking of maybe doing some art videos, like, gosh, I forgot what they're called, where I like paint. Maybe those could be like Q&A or stream videos or something like that, which is something I could look into as well, streaming. But art videos, cooking videos, which I would love to do, and challenge videos, because there's this pun challenge that I really want to try, and I made it up, and it's like, how many puns can you do in like seconds, or with a theme, and blah blah blah. It's basically gonna be really fun, and I'm so excited to try it. Oh my gosh, I love this cave. Does my Lynx have a home? Do you have a home? I don't know if it has a home. This is gonna be your home. Linny's home is in this beautiful blue cave, because gosh darn, that is gorgeous. But I really want to try some new videos, and as you guys heard, I mean, crafting videos, cooking videos, challenge videos, you know what that means? There will be eventually, hopefully really soon, a face reveal video, and I am so excited to do it, because again, I'm mostly doing it so that it can open up the door for me for a bunch of other really fun videos. And I can't wait to give those things a try. It might be a bit hard. I don't know how well things will go with the webcam. I might not be able to do everything that I want to do. We'll have to see. Eventually I will be getting a better recording program, so that might help me. Maybe I'll get a better recording camera. But a webcam, for now, is a start, at the very least, and I'm really, really excited. But that was the surprise that I had for you guys, because I know some of you have asked, and I can't wait to do that. But, alright you guys, thank you. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and thanks again for like 522, I think was what it was last, subscribers, and thank you so much for being so patient and kind and freaking amazing. I love you guys. I know this is a doozy of a video, but again, I hope that if you sat through it that you understand why things were so hard, and that you know that if you're dealing with something that you can get through it. You just gotta keep fighting, keep going. But alright guys, I do think that's going to be it for this video. I love you all so much. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it, but I gotta be bopping out of here, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!